Hi friends, so in today's class we will discuss solar geometry. So what is meant by solar geometry? That means while traveling the sun rays from sun to earth, we need some different angles to understand what exactly happening while traveling the sun rays from sun to earth. So what is the impact if the sun is at morning? I mean at sunrise, and what is impact if it is at sunset, and what is impact if it is at noon, and some other different angles will be discussed in this video. So this will come under solar geometry. Okay, let us keep clean and let us have very clear idea about all the angles. I will finish this video within 6 slides only. So let us see how it will be done, and mostly 4 to 5 diagrams are there, that's sufficient for it. So please understand how to draw those diagrams and how to analyze those diagrams and how to grasp the different angles out of those diagrams. So this is what we need to do. Let us see the first angle. The first angle is latitude, the angle of latitude. So this is called phi. So how it can be, okay, how it will be, let us see what is meant by latitude. This is our mother earth, where top one is the north and bottom one is the south. For example, top one is the north pole and bottom one is the south pole. If you join these two, we will get the Greenwich line. Okay, so this is the center of earth O, and this is the equatorial plane, that means which is perpendicular to the Greenwich line. So this plane is the equatorial plane. As I have considered the equatorial plane, so you need to consider that the earth is a sphere, not the circle. Okay, this is the circle, this is the sphere. That means we are considering it in the 3D, three-dimensional figure. Okay, so please keep that in mind so that we need to understand better. So this is the equatorial plane. This is a line joining North Pole to South Pole. This is a point on this Earth's surface. That means if Earth is a sphere, this is a point on the Earth's surface, and we need to calculate the latitude at that point only. Okay, the latitude is the angle which is different from each and every part of the Earth. So if we are residing at one place, our latitude is different, and if we are residing at some other place, the latitude will be different. So this is the place dependent. So we need to take a particular point. So this is the point where we need to calculate, or where we want to calculate the latitude, angle of latitude. So that is the point. First draw a meridian. This point is P. First, of course, this point is called position of the observer. We need to draw a meridian which is passing through that point P from North Pole to South Pole. Okay, that's the line which touches that point. Yes, that is the sphere. You need to understand clearly. Yes, that is the sphere. The line will come like that, and that line is called observer's meridian. The point is position of the observer, where we need to calculate the latitude. So now how we need to find the latitude angle? First we need to join the position of observer to center of earth. Okay, that is one line, and we need to drop the projection from that point P onto the equatorial plane, and that point where the projection and the equatorial plane intersects is called Q. Okay, and now we need to join O and Q like this. Now the angle between POQ or QOP is called latitude angle or angle of latitude. Okay, this is the basic concept. How to, let us quickly discuss how to draw this latitude or angle of latitude. First we need to draw a circle, our mother earth, and then we need to identify north and south poles, and we need to draw equatorial plane, and then we need to identify the position of the observer, and we need to draw observer's meridian starting from North Pole to South Pole, passing through the point of observer, that is point P. After that, we need to join point P and center of the earth O, and then we need to draw a projection from P onto the equatorial plane, and that touches the equatorial plane at point Q. After that, we need to join center of the earth O and Q. Now the angle between QOP or POQ is angle of latitude or latitude angle. Specifically telling, the angle QOP is called latitude, because in this way only we need to take the positive angle. Okay, let me discuss that also. So let us see what is the formal definition of it. The formal definition is like this: the angle made by radial line joining the given location to the center of Earth. That means this line PO. P is the location and O is the center of Earth, with its projection on equatorial plane. So the projection on equatorial plane is PQ, and with that line, that means OQ line, with OQ line we need to take the angle. Okay, this angle is called latitude or angle of latitude. So this angle is positive for northern hemisphere. That means if we traveling from OQ to OP, then the angle is anti-clockwise, so we need to take it as positive. So that's why I have told earlier, strictly speaking, the angle is QOP, so that we need to start from OP towards OQ towards OP, then the angle would be positive. So for northern hemisphere it is positive. Similarly for southern hemisphere it should be negative. So this is the explanation for latitude or angle of latitude. If you have any doubts, please type in the comment box so that I can explain you in the whenever I see the comment box. Okay, immediately I can definitely give the reply. So let us go ahead with some other angle. This is one of the angles. The first angle is latitude or angle of latitude. The second angle is declination. So what is meant by declination? First we need to consider the sun, which is very bright, and we need to consider the mother earth, and we need to join the centers of both sun and the mother earth, and we need to consider the equatorial line on mother earth, equatorial plane on the mother earth. Of course this is the north south plane. Now the angle between the equatorial plane and the line joining the centers of sun and the earth is called declination delta. Okay, this depends upon the day of the year. So on which day it will be. Suppose if day is changing, the angle will be changing. Okay, that is it depends upon the day of the year, on which day we are going to calculate this declination. Okay, let us formally see the definition of it. The angular displacement of the sun from the plane of Earth's equator. Okay, that's the definition. That means this is the angle between equatorial plane and the line joining center to Earth. Actually, this is the angular displacement from the Earth's plane of Earth's equator. Okay, this is the definition. Next, it is positive when measured above the equatorial plane in northern hemisphere. So obviously if it is measured above, so that means, as we have seen here, this is the positive angle. If suppose the equatorial plane is just above that, for example, if at the place of north south plane, if the equatorial plane is there, then definitely we need to get negative value for this. Okay, that is the thing. So this can be calculated by using a formula, and the formula is like this: delta is equal to 23.45 sine 360 divided by 365 into 284 plus n, and the value will be in degree. So what is n? Here the one and only variable is n, where n is the day of the year from 1st January. For example, if we need to calculate the declination angle on 31st March. So what is N if it is a leap year? First we need to calculate in January. We need to calculate from 1st January. So in January there are 31 days. In February there are 29 days if it is a leap year. So we need to first add those two. So that will be 60. And I need to calculate up to 31st March. So that is 31 days. So what is the total? The total will be 91 days. So N equal to 91. In that way we need to calculate the N from 1st January onwards, and we need to simply place there so that you will get the delta declination angle on that particular day. Okay, so this is the second angle. Let us move on to some other angles. Yeah, there is one angle called R angle. For this we need to draw like this. Yeah, here we are starting from this point, the arrow point of this horizontal line. This is in morning at 6 a.m. So this is solar time at 6 a.m. and the angle is omega equal to plus 90 degree. Omega means R angle. Let us discuss this part, omega part, next. Okay, so let's move on. Yeah, omega equal to 0 at the center, and that is at solar noon at 12 p.m. Okay, solar time is 12 p.m. So in the evening, the value, this for evening 6 o'clock, the point is like this. That means from this point where the time is 6 a.m. towards 12 p.m. towards 6 p.m. we need to travel in this way. Okay, and the angle is at 12 noon the value is 0, and at 6 a.m. the value is omega equal to plus 90 degree, and at 6 p.m. the value is omega equal to minus 90 degree. That means this is one of the points where omega equal to plus 45 degree, and that is at 9 a.m. That means from solar noon to morning session it will be positive, the angle will be positive, and from solar noon to afternoon session the angle will be negative. Okay, this is called R angle. So R angle is 0 at 12 p.m. that means solar noon, and that will be positive if we go before that, and that will be negative if you go after that. So forenoon it will be positive, afternoon it will be negative. So this is the clear idea of R angle. Okay, let us discuss. The R angle at any point is the angle through which the earth must turn to bring the meridian of the observers directly in line with sun's rays. So directly in line with sun's rays, that means the meridian of observer directly in line with sun's rays, that will be observed at 12 noon. Okay, that will be taken as the reference. So that is omega equal to 0 degree. That's why we need to take at solar noon omega equal to 0 degree, and the deviation will be the R angle. Okay, and that's the clear explanation of this. So this will be positive for forenoon and it will be negative for afternoon, and this will be calculated by using this formula, omega equal to 12 minus solar time in hours into 15 degree. Okay, this is the calculation part, and let us move on to some other angles. Yeah, now please keep some concentration on it. This is only one diagram and it gives us three angles. Okay, one angle is inclination angle alpha, second angle is zenith angle theta z, and third one is solar azimuth angle gamma s. Let us first draw the diagram so that we can understand better of these three angles. First take a plane, and this plane is horizontal plane. That means on earth if we take a point, if we take a point and the plane which is which is inline or parallel with the tangent on that point is called horizontal plane, and this plane is like this. So through this plane I need to observe east and west, and north and south. So these are the east and west and north and south, and this is my normal to the plane, normal to the horizontal plane, and this is my sun. Yeah, from sun to the point of observation, this is the point of observation. So this is the horizontal plane, that means on that point this is the tangent. So tangential plane we can call it as. So from sun we are, this is the point P. From sun we are drawing a line from sun to point P. After that we need to draw a projection of the sun on horizontal plane, and there is one point here, and that point has to be joined to point P again. Now we need to identify the angles. Yeah, this angle is called alpha, inclination angle. So this is the angle between the line from sun to the point P and the projection line. Okay, the projection line, this is alpha, inclination angle alpha. Okay, let us see some other angles also. Yeah, this angle is called zenith angle, the angle between sun's rays and the normal to the horizontal plane, theta z, zenith angle. And this angle is called gamma s, so the angle between the projection and the, it is due south. Okay, let us formally see the definition of them. Inclination angle, this is called altitude, alpha. So angle between sun's rays and its projection on horizontal surface. Okay, this is the definition of the inclination angle. Let us see some other angle. Zenith angle, angle between sun's rays and the normal to the horizontal plane. So this part, the above theta z is the zenith angle. Next, what is gamma s? Gamma s is the solar azimuth angle. So angle on horizontal plane between the line due south, that means this line, south line, and the projection of sun's rays. So this is called solar azimuth angle, gamma s. Next, let us, these are the three angles we have covered in one diagram. So please try to identify how to draw the diagram. So in the next slide also we have the same type of diagram with little difference. So please identify the difference and go ahead. In this slide we are going to study two angles. One is slope beta or tilt angle beta. Second one is surface azimuth angle gamma. As we have expected, gamma, there is a relation between gamma s and gamma. Both the angles are almost same. We need to calculate due south only. First, draw the horizontal plane. Maybe, yeah, this is horizontal plane, and then here we need to consider a plane which is having some angle from the horizontal plane. Obviously we need to draw east, west and north and south. Yeah, this is my plane of interest. So this plane is some angle with the horizontal plane, inclined plane. So this plane is the inclined plane which is having some angle with the horizontal plane. So that angle is called beta. So that angle is called beta, that is slope or tilt angle. So this is the normal to that plane, normal to the inclined surface or normal to the inclined plane, and we need to drop a projection on horizontal plane, and we need to join this point to the center of that plane, inclined plane. Now we have the angle gamma here. The gamma angle is here. So what I have observed from these two diagrams is, here in the previous diagram we have the sun, in this diagram we have inclined plane. That's all, not more than that. Okay, very simple. In the previous diagram we need to consider the normal to the horizontal plane, but here we need to consider the normal to the inclined plane. So in the place of sun it is having normal to the inclined surface. Okay, let us formally see the definitions of beta and gamma. Beta is the slope or tilt angle. It's the angle between the inclined plane surface and the horizontal plane. Gamma is the solar azimuth angle. Sorry, this is the mistake here. This is the surface azimuth angle. So this is the surface azimuth angle. This is angle in a horizontal plane between the line due south and the projection normal to the inclined plane surface. So this one, okay, this is the projection of inclined normal to the inclined line surface and the line due south. So this is the surface azimuth angle gamma. Okay, this is a mistake I have done here. So please change it. This is surface azimuth angle gamma. So these are the two angles. So in the previous slide we have studied three angles and these are the two angles. Now we need to study angle of incidence theta I. So what is meant by this? So this is our mother earth. So this is my equatorial plane. Yeah, I have considered a point on the surface of the earth. So I have joined that point with the center of the earth. The point is P. So the angle is obviously phi, the latitude or angle of latitude. Yeah, I have drawn a tangent at that point. So that may be obviously tangent or horizontal plane. Tangent is a line, so horizontal plane is a plane. Yeah, this is my inclined surface which is having the angle beta. Okay, what we have already discussed. And this is the normal to my inclined surface. Yes, now I have sun's rays. So this is the dark line is the sun's rays from sun. Now the angle between the sun's rays and the normal to the inclined surface is called theta I, angle of incidence. Okay, this is the important point, angle of incidence. So let us formally get the definition of this angle between sun's rays incident on the plane surface and the normal to that surface. So this is called angle of incidence. So this is the formula for it. So please try to remember this. Cos theta I, so theta is the angle of incidence, is equal to cos delta. So what is delta? It is declination angle. Cos omega, it is R angle. Cos phi, it is latitude. Cos beta, that is this angle, tilt angle, plus sin phi, sin beta, cos gamma. So what is gamma? Surface azimuth angle, plus cos delta, sin omega, sin beta, sin gamma, plus sin delta, sin phi, cos beta minus cos phi, sin beta, cos gamma. So this is the after so many researches, this was identified as the cos of angle of incidence, cos theta I. So what exactly the impact of this? There are so many problems based on this. That means how we can realize. So on which day the angle will be what, and on which day everything will be related to this. So let us discuss. Here there are some special cases where we can make some of the angles 0 and we can make some of the angles 90 degree. Let us see it. The special cases are like this. For example, for surface facing due south. So what is angle gamma? Gamma means surface. Gamma means surface azimuth angle. Okay, the if the surface is facing due south, that means the gamma should be 0. So if we make the gamma 0 in the previous equation, we have this type of equation. Cos theta I is equal to cos phi minus beta cos gamma cos omega plus sin delta sin phi minus beta. Okay, please remember the formula of trigonometry. Cos phi minus beta, what it will be, and sin phi minus beta, what it will be. If we substitute gamma equal to 0 in the previous blue colored equation, you will definitely get the brown colored equation. Okay, so you please try yourself. That's easy only. This is the first case, and this next case is for horizontal surface. What happened? For horizontal surface, beta should be 0, as this is the inclined surface we have considered here. So if we consider the horizontal surface, the inclined surface and horizontal surface should be the same. That means the beta should be 0. So what happened to theta I then? Theta I equal to theta z, that is the zenith angle. Okay, so if we consider these changes in the blue colored equation, the cos theta z is equal to cos phi cos delta cos omega plus sin delta sin phi. Okay, this is the result. So this is the second special case, and let us move on to third special case. For a vertical surface facing due south, what happened? Obviously due south means it should be gamma equal to 0. It's a vertical surface, so the inclined surface is having 90 degree with the horizontal plane. That means beta equal to 90 degree. So this will be the result. Cos theta I is equal to minus sin delta cos phi plus cos delta cos omega sin phi. These are the special cases of the blue colored equation. I don't think you need to by heart these three, because if you clearly understood the concept, if you can by heart the blue colored equation, you can simply substitute these values in the blue colored equation whenever it requires. Then you definitely get these special cases. Okay, it's very simple only, so please try to practice on this. So let us quickly recapture all the angles what we have studied. The first angle is the latitude, angle of latitude. The second one is declination delta. Of course, the first one is latitude phi, second one is declination delta, third one is r angle omega, and the fourth one is three angles: inclination angle, solar azimuth angle, and zenith angle. And the next one is angle of two angles. One is beta, that is tilt angle or the slope, and the next one is gamma, that is surface azimuth angle. Previous one is the solar azimuth angle gamma s. Second one is the surface azimuth angle gamma. At the end, this is angle of incidence theta I. So these are the angles related to solar geometry. So if you thank you so much for your careful listening and continuous support from your side towards my channel, and please like if you like this video, and please share this video with your friends and family members and students and colleagues, so that they can also get benefited out of it. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe. We are 699 video. This is the 700th video, so please do subscribe, and please press the bell button so that you will get the notifications whenever we upload any video. Thank you so much.